The new Mustang debuts the fourth generation of Ford's beloved 5.0-liter Coyote V8, but we haven't heard a lot about the most important update. How has the engine been improved? Let's do work. Public service announcement. This video may offend you. This channel is a safe haven for men. Real men, not this. No! We get silly here, and if you don't laugh with me, laugh at me, because your host is an idiot.
You're just mad because your beard ain't as epic as mine. Give me that camera, son! Earl? Not as epic? Come here! Damn it! Hey, let me out of here!
And if I can squeeze a laugh out of anyone, it's worth embarrassing myself. And if you're soft, we don't care about your feelings here. We only care about Mustangs, motorcycles, and man stuff unapologetically. We love God, and if you do too, hit that subscribe, like, comment, buy yours truly a coffee with that super thanks button, and buckle up. We're less than 90 subscribers away from 10,000, and the Rated R Cars fam is about to get louder and prouder. But not as in the bad pride. We all need to be humble. We are literally months away from the new Mustang, and here's why we are excited. Literally every car maker is eliminating V8 ICEs and sissifying. Yeah, I said sissifying, that's a neologism. And if you're not smart, that's okay, I'll explain it. A neologism is hey Google, what's a neologism?
Here's the definition of neologism. A newly coined word or expression.
Yeah, like I said, a neologism. Dum-dums. Anyway, literally every manufacturer is making sissified cars. Totally out of tune what their consumers want to buy. And what did Ford do? They made the most powerful naturally aspirated V8 Mustang GT of all time and put a flippin' drift brake on it to boot. Now I know we had some niggles about the redesign, but what do you want? This? Or this? Enough said. Okay, we've already spoken about the design, so I'll keep this brief. The new front end is more aggressive than the S650, and that's what I asked for. The rear end is sharper, and with a bigger spoiler on the back, it looks properly PO'd. Love it. Excuse me. From the side, it kind of just looks like an S550, and I love the S550, so love it. And the hood vents are like putting lipstick on an already sexy mamacita. And that's French for hot tamale. Pardon my French. Oui, I have to go pee-pee. I told you guys I was an idiot. I'm the hunch! Before we jump into the engine, let's touch upon the updated interior. Yeah, it's not a huge difference compared to the S550 interior, but I love my 401A red seats and stitching. And the S650 is like a cyberpunk version of the S550. It's like the S550 interior infused with a dystopian future. I feel like a cyborg driving this. That touchscreen looks like it was made for gamers, and here's why. Because it was made for gamers. Like me, when I get 5 minutes to play a game between all my editing anyway. Behind the chiseled exterior silhouette of the 7th generation Mustang lies the most technologically advanced driver-centric cockpit of any Mustang to date. The fighter jet-inspired cockpit offers the driver 2 flowing and curved displays that can be quickly customized to show information the driver wants or needs to see. The car's 12.4-inch digital instrument cluster can be customized to display different animated designs and new drive mode dependent visuals. Based on the same Unreal Engine 3D creation tool used in modern video games when choosing personalized drive mode settings, the car's current setup is displayed on the center stack as real-time graphical renderings. Settings can be adjusted by simply swiping the graphic to rotate the car virtually in a true gamified style. The flippin' graphics were made with Unreal Engine. How cool is that? We're taking advantage of every pixel, said Craig Sandvig, a Blade Runner and Ford Mustang Interactive Design Manager. We can be creative in showing necessary driving information and give the driver control of selecting colors, classic Mustang gauges, or even a comm screen where only minimal details are displayed. You don't like the gaming graphics like I do? You can turn them off. From there, almost everything in the displays and the interior ambient lighting can be configured to selected tones, while instrument clusters adapt to drive mode selection. That's cool! This digital instrument cluster can be optionally configured to flow seamlessly into a 13.2-inch sync 4-center stack behind a single piece of integrated glass that's angled toward the driver. Notice they said optional, so that means if you don't want to drive your Mustang with that IMAX theater in your face, you can option it out. I plan on ordering the IMAX theater. I say go big or go home. We knew what customers wanted and designed the most digital Mustang ever while retaining the all-important driver-focused cockpit, said Ricardo Garcia, Ford Interior Design Manager. Ford did use focus groups including youngins like Gen Zers and old as dirt old fogies fogies like myself, seriously. I've got one foot in the grave on the other on a banana peel. I'm old. And yes, I still play video games and love Mustangs and motorcycles. That stuff doesn't just go away because you're ancient like me. Look, I've got car guy friends in their 80s, and we have Gen Zers alike on this channel. It's literally all good. Anyway, good on you, Ford, for doing your homework and designing the S650. Some quick highlights and summary of the 2024 Mustang's digital dash. You have 5 customizable drive modes, no less than 5. Full control over display colors, gauges, and ambient lighting. Cluster themes that include Fox Body and Night Mode. Now that's neat. In terms of active safety, you get Ford Copilot 360 goodies, such as speed sign recognition. Intelligent adaptive cruise control with stop and go, not likely on the manual option, lane centering assist, evasive steer assist, reverse brake assist, and something called active pothole mitigation, and I only find the latter to be useful as I want to drive my own car, Ford, but I do imagine navigating the roads here in New York will be safer with that pothole mitigation. You literally need a moon rover here in the winter, seriously. Now let's talk about the engine. The new Mustang debuts the 4th generation of Ford's beloved 5.0 Coyote V8, introduced for the 2011 model year, which was like 30 years ago. I calculated that on the fly because I'm like good at math. The new change for this Coyote is a new intake with twin 80mm throttle bodies. Eddie Kahn, vehicle engineering manager for the new Mustang, showed us his wrath by explaining this. Get it? Wrath of Khan? No! By doing that, you pump a lot more air into the system. You have a much better fuel ratio and a lot less losses in the system, so the feel of the vehicle is very visceral, he said. Visceral means guts. I think I just threw up in my mouth. For the regular GT, most of the internals carry over from the previous Mustang, but the Dark Horse trim gets stronger camshafts and the forged pistons and rods from the mighty Shelby GT500. Both variations on the new 5.0 get a new steel oil pan designed to reduce windage losses and a new left side exhaust manifold to increase flow. The exhaust camshaft also gets a longer duration to help out all the additional air coming in through the twin throttle bodies. Cool. And speaking of cool, Ford redesigned the cooling system with 2 different levels, standard and performance package, which will come with a larger radiator and auxiliary oil coolers, as well as a larger fan for better cooling and more power. At the downtown Detroit reveal event for the Mustang, Ed Krenz, chief engineer for the car and not to be confused with everyone else named Ed at Ford, said that the GT will offer more than 480 horsepower, while Ford is targeting 500 horsepower for the Dark Horse. Ford underrates their stuff. I'd say add 20 horsepower to those. Krenz added, "We're still trying to squeeze as much out of it as we can." You squeeze it, Ed. You squeeze it like Kim Kardashian's butt cheek. No! You guys are a bunch of freaking perverts. I'm trying to run a serious channel here. Would you get your minds out of the gutter? Ford is ensuring the manual lives on into the next Mustang. The 2024 will come with Ford's standard 6-speed manual and optional 10-speed automatic transmissions. Mustang GTs with the manual transmission will get standard rev matching as well. I do prefer to do my own rev matching, but thank you, Ford, for further making this car more toddler-proof. I'm sure these settings can be turned off. Unfortunately, the Tremec will only be in the Dark Horse, but I am thinking of upgrading from the MT82 to an aftermarket Tremec for the channel, so stay tuned. Speaking of tuning, we've all heard only a select few companies will be allowed to get into the ECU to tune it, but that will ultimately lead to safer and more solid tunes. And speaking of solidness, I did hear from a trustworthy source that the engine internals on the Coyote 5.0 have been reinforced. While this is not directly from Ford, it does make sense in that Ford knows the cars will be tuned, as they are taking a more hands-on approach this time around in choosing their tuners, and we know blown engines are not a good thing for them, so I believe this is true and a smart move by Ford to shore up the internals. Keep it locked into Rated R Cars for more exciting news on the upcoming S650, and until then, always remember the motto, always be kind to the necessary, and I will see you in the next one.